Yo, bro, we've been leveling up solo for a while now, but like seriously, I get that everyone is the protagonist in their own story, but like, why isn't there much leveling up with teams these days? Why can't we team up with our own guys, our own squad? Or does that mean like there is no point in teaming up? There isn't any benefit to teaming up anymore? Does it mean like someone has to give up on their own goals when they team up and then just absorb the goal of the leader of a group? Or how does it even work? Is there even any point? Okay, I calm down. Is there any point in it?
Hey man, that's a very good question. I don't know if you've heard of this concept. It's the multiplayer effect. Yeah, so it's all about leveraging your community for your own personal development. Of course, the nuances means you have to give to get as well. But the idea about it is, how do you surround yourself with the right people? You know, those people that can help you not just charge your growth, but supercharge your growth. Because if you have enough people around you that would help you, you actually grow at an exponential level that people around you, people outside of your circle will not understand. To them, it will look explosive. To you, it will look very incremental. So let's talk about, how do you build your personal development dream team? First of all, this depends on your preference, your temperament, and the way you see the world. Because for some people, they never really cared about, involving the people around them on their dream team. They actually went out and paid to employ their dream team. They hired their dream team, and it still works both ways. Some don't pay, they just attract those people, find those friends, be among those friends, and for some, like I said, they employ them. So it depends on you, your preferences, and how you view life itself.
But how do we find these people?
It just goes back to what I said. You could find those people by hiring them for your team, or you could actually go through the other route, which is trying to find communities. And today's world means that you can either find these people by going online, or maybe just sharing your goals and your values. Thank God we have the internet. This is one of the good ways to actually use the internet, which is, put out your values, put out your goals, put out your story in different maybe platforms, maybe communities online that you find interesting, that you actually find valuable. You're trying to add value to them. You can join those groups that are really focused on personal growth. We have a lot of Facebook personal growth groups. We have school. We have a lot of platforms today, which is amazing. You can attend workshops, because if you meet someone in a workshop for personal development, skill leveling up, this person shares similar values to you. It might not be on the same bandwidth, but if it's a photography workshop, this person has interest in photography. This person has interest in also upskilling, so you can see a similarity in that direction. You could also connect with like-minded people, like strictly on, just putting out your content, finding out people who react to your content, engage with your content, encourage people to share their story with you, reach out to people directly via DM and so on. It could seem like a lot of work, but I'll say this: if you haven't done it before, that's when it actually feels like a lot of work. If you start to see results, start to find people, sometimes you don't even need to find a lot of people. But I would say you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So going by that mindset, you understand that if I spend most of my time with these 5 people, my mindset will be affected by what they say, what they think, what they do. That's why you want to find at least that average number should be, majority of the people that you're trying to become. Like to be like, you're still gonna stay original, but you want to make sure that the direction of where they are driving your mindset towards is in that direction. I watched a podcast recently about Diary of a CEO, Mr. Beast, and he was talking about how the things that his friends, his circle talk about are the things that he obsesses about. So he already knows himself. He's aware that, it's not necessarily that like the idea is originally from him. It's just things that happen around him that inspire him to, cook his ideas. So there's nothing wrong with that, because look at his success, look at what he has been able to build from that mindset. And it goes back to something about people saying you're a maniac when you're poor, but you're a genius when you're rich. That's very deep, but in reality, it is do something that like you 100% believe in, you believe that is morally right, and regardless of how people try to put you down, stick with it, believe in it, let your own belief become your reality. And this obviously is more applicable if you don't have a supportive circle around you. So I'm just saying this for those who find themselves in that situation where they are still searching or not even aware that they need to change the people around them. They need to change their environment. You shouldn't give up on what you believe in. Don't give up on your ideology because those people around you are trying to put you down. That's not the way to go about it. Believe in what you're doing and increase your conviction of it. And I promise you, by the time you actually gain that skill level, those who aspire to become, someone like you, or who are also going through the same struggles or journey, will look up to you because you would inspire them. And I think we're in the business of inspiration. So why not? Why not decide to go through this path for others, for the benefit of others, which ultimately is also going to benefit you. Even though I said on one hand, the people is so important, you understand that the people are part of your environment. So you might not have them physically in your space, but let's say every day you have to speak with the 5 people in your circle across the world. That becomes your environment. That becomes your environment where you cook the best ideas. Mr. Beast, going back to Mr. Beast again, he said he'll be on a call with his guys for 18 hours non-stop. They're breaking down ideas of how to crack the YouTube algorithm game. He goes to sleep, wakes up, and goes back on the call with the same group of people. Now think about that. Many of us would be like, oh, that is so draining. You speak to one person for 2 hours and you feel like your whole day has been messed up. Like, oh, how am I gonna... I've taken so much time out of my daily routine or what I need to do. I don't want to talk to this person again for 1 month, depending. But my point is, maybe those people you're talking to are not having similar goals with you, or at least providing that mindset strength that can help you fuel you, boost your creativity and your idea, boost your hunger. So, quote unquote, basically, that call is just taking more from you than giving to you. Meanwhile, if you had friends that you continuously want to spend time with them, sometimes when you're with them, the achievement of what they're going through inspires you. It makes you go back home and you feel, oh, I've been in such a rut for a while. This time I want to go and spend with my friends just reignited something in me. Now I feel like I have the energy to go back and start working out again. I feel like I can go and chase that degree. Those are the people that you need, because those people help you get out of your comfort zone, make you not feel full. You feel a little bit more hungry. You feel like you can do so much better, and you don't want to be the one out of that circle that gets left behind. So that's what I mean by focusing on your environment to make sure it is optimized to get the best out of you. So should we just hang out with the people who are successful? Sometimes, I'll say yes, exactly. But sometimes these people are not successful in the way that the world expects. So you have friends that are pursuing their goals, similar goals, or even if it's not specifically similar, but they're pursuing their goals, they're in the same or similar challenges, right? It doesn't necessarily mean they are rich yet, but those people are still very good to surround yourself with, because quote unquote they are successful in their own right and way. They're successful because they are chasing their goals and they are breaking through those milestones. So you don't have to say, oh, this person is a brokey. The way the 21st century has been set up, where we see girls saying, oh, I will never date someone who doesn't have a car and a house. Meanwhile, we are both in your mid-20s. So the fact that this guy is making waves in his direction shows his potential, shows his success, because his mindset is already miles above the rest. He shows that he's just maybe a year or two from becoming a millionaire, but she can't see that. That's one of the issues going on in the world today, because many people are trying to see the final product. They're only interested in the refined product. But sometimes you actually miss the diamond in the rough, the one who's actually grinding his ass off and he has cooked over time in silence. You don't always have to surround yourself with successful people with the way it has been defined by the general public. Success, what success really means, has to be reconsidered and really evaluated by yourself as well, and understand that not, the money success is the only way of being successful in this world.
It's kind of like having a gym body, but a body for life.
Yeah. So basically, if I'm to summarize the success one, I'll be like, Just surround yourself with people who have a positive way of thinking. Those are people that are positive people who would always help you raise the bar on your thinking. They should push you forward. They should help you think bigger goals and help you go for those big goals for themselves. Last week we were talking about mindset OS as well, and I touched on your circle. So today I thought maybe we should go a little bit deeper into that cycle thing, because I know that it's actually an epidemic today's world. We find people being more connected but yet being the most alone they've ever been. So when you think about surrounding yourself with positive people that help you grow, think bigger, and they also have their own goals because they're very independent people as well. You also want to make sure that you're not just thinking in one direction, because you could be thinking, okay, how do I say this? The way the algorithms work today on social media platform, once you find something that you like, once you find an ideology that is interesting, or you support one side, liberalism, whatever, on the right or the left side, right? The algorithms start pushing that down to you. They actually don't send the other side of things to you. It's just one ideology. You find more of your people, which basically is what we're talking about, right? You find people interested in growth mindset and so on, and then they stop sending you the other side of the content, maybe just entertainment and so on. But that also has a downside, because if you don't bring a diverse source of content into your mindset, or include yourself in a community that is diverse, then you only get one side of the pie. You only see it from one angle. And that's why it's very important to diversify your community. It helps you get a more balanced personal growth system.
How does that help?
So basically, be open-minded. Like, engage with people from different backgrounds. Someone is from Asia, the West, the Middle East. Engage with everyone with an open mindset, with a curious mindset that allows you understand the way things are in their life. Like someone says, the Japanese way of living is in a, I think, cyclical way. Meanwhile, the Western way is more linear. What that means is they find the use of things to be more efficient than just doing it for the aesthetics. For instance, you hear a Japanese person works hard, they kind of work out with their lifestyle. They go out, they cycle more, they exercise by doing work rather than just going to the gym to go and lift for the sake of lifting. And they just have a little bit more practicality in terms of how they eat, how they think, in terms of gratitude, in terms of the cycle of life. So the whole idea about this is, by understanding these differences between this side of the table and this side, you gain much more of a bigger picture. It helps you develop an eagle view of the landscape you're dealing with. Because if you're in any situation, you can provide a different narrative, because you see both sides of the picture, and I've always spoken about this. So diversity is very important. It helps you really expand your perspectives. It not only even does that, it actually also helps you expand your creativity. It boosts that creativity juice, and it challenges your views, because once you learn that there is value on this side and there's also value on this side, now you're the person who is able to look at things from a more logical point of view rather than an emotional one. It challenges your views, it promotes that innovative thinking. So what more is there to say about diversity? I just feel like it's something that we need to be more open to both sides of the table. We're talking about everything in life here: religion, politics, we're talking about technology, we're talking about music, whatever it is, right? There's different sides, there's different types of people, different stories people bring to the table. So except you believe that there are people of lesser quality in life and they're not worth being heard, then you wouldn't even want to adopt this mindset. But if you understand that we are all humans, you understand we have stories, we have uniqueness in ourselves. Everyone shouldn't be a copy, and everyone shouldn't follow one direction. So you can't say this is the way and everyone needs to be in this way. You understand? That is how you start to understand the value in different places and different aspects of people's lives. Now,
I won't lie. This multiplayer effect, it sounds dope. It sounds really cool, man. But do you have any final tips, though?
One thing I would say is, one of the importance of having a very strong circle is two things. you have your personal hype squad. I call them hype squad, but people can say your cheering squad or your cheerful squad, but also your accountability squad. So many people, I'll say there are a select few that have accountability built in. It's not just discipline, it's this accountability system that make you feel bad about not performing at the level you expected for yourself. Because sometimes when you fail to reach those levels you set for yourself, many times over and over, you just start to lower your expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
For real, guys.
that results in lower confidence, lower competence, and so on and so forth. But when you have an external accountability system, as well as that external like hype squad, then you tell them your goals. It's in a safe space, because one thing I'll notice is people will tell you on one side of the spectrum that don't say out your goals because it will be tainted by the world. On the other hand, it would be like announce your goals because that will create like a forced accountability that will ensure that you achieve your goals. You understand now? Because you're not only involved in that goal now, you have set it out to the world and you need to achieve it. If not, you would be seen as a failure, and that also motivates you. Now, there's value on both sides, but obviously in today's world where the social media is so like, how would I even say, it just has a lot of holes, right? So the voices of those negative people sometimes is so much more louder than those that would support you. That's what it means. So when you say it out to this big space, there's a higher chance that the negative guys would reach out to you or will speak so loud that that's the only thing you would hear, and somehow that could taint your quality of your goal or your confidence in it. Sometimes you hear artists release an album and the haters come and say it's a flop. That really gets to the artist. He created something from a vulnerable point of view, and now it was a flop, quote unquote. But maybe that album wasn't really a flop because it's that person's story, that person's work of art. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a metric of evaluating things, measuring things to make sure that we have a standard, right? But the reality is that person created something original. On this point of view, when we're talking about just you on your journey and the need to have that community, that inner circle, it means that you have people who understand your story and are willing to support you. You understand? They know like they have similar issues or vulnerabilities, and they are also on their own journey. So it's a better place for you to start. You understand? It's a better place for you to go in there, share your goals, share your ambition, your milestones that you plan to achieve, and they would cheer you on. They will let you know, like, go for it. You understand? You are capable of achieving this. That being said, they will also act as your accountability system. So when you fail or you're lacking on, the tactics, the strategy that you've set in place, they would ask you, what's going on? Why are you not able to do this? What's happening? And you have that space now to share what's going on with you, your blockers, and these people would help you, circumvent it. Basically, they're going to be there to help you when things are getting tough for you. So I hope I've been able to convince you in the need to go out there, be more open to having people around you that are on similar trajectory as you. Don't get blindsided because you've had some negative experience by people around you that are bad, or they don't believe in what you believe in, or they don't believe that you can be a success. They don't believe in your originality. Don't get sidelined by that whole idea. This is very similar to the idea of when a girl goes through maybe 3 heartbreaks with 3 bad boys, and she comes and says all men are the same. It's just a similar thing, because all men are not the same. You understand? Yes, by nature we have maybe intrinsic traits that make us behave in certain ways, our masculine traits and so on and so forth. But we have people who have gone through multiple trials and tribulations, and they've evolved their mindsets that they understand certain values, that they will not operate in the same way as a beta male. And that's the whole idea about it. If you found 3 beta males, that doesn't equate to an alpha guy. And if they were actually 3 alpha guys, then maybe you should look within yourself to see what was making these guys like cut it off with you. That being said, the whole idea is don't just have a small sample size and believe that this is the equation. This is the answer to the equation. You have to believe that there is actually positive minded people out there who also want to reach out to you, who also would like to support you on your journey, who would also like to help you, achieve your goals by being your accountability system. Remember that building a supportive community, it really takes time. It's a genuine relationship. So it's not something that you just expect with the click of a button, you now have a friend or a supportive system. It takes time and effort, for real. One thing that you should work on is being genuine in your interactions, like being real. Offer real value to others. If you see someone going through a struggle and you want to actually help that person, go and do the research for that person if you can, because you have a different way of thinking about it, and offer that value to them. And don't be afraid to reach out. Like I said, I joined a couple of really cool communities on school, and they have been so amazing. But many people on these groups also have challenges. Sometimes I take that weekend to just look at how I can help these guys and connect, and they've helped me so much as well in multiple areas of my life. So your personal growth journey is really amplified when you surround yourself with the right people. It cannot be overstated. It cannot be overstated, but it is understated. The whole idea is, if you're not valued in this market, it doesn't mean you're not valuable. It just means you're not in the right market. And I'm sure you've heard this before. So really look around. What are your strengths? What do you bring to the table? And I'll tell you, you might just be sitting on $1 million opportunity. Your opportunity cost is so high because you are not seeing the bigger picture that maybe I'm just in the wrong market. And you're in this wrong market for emotional reasons, not even logical ones. What that means is maybe it's because you were pulled in by some friends, or one video you saw, or a mentor that you caught on to earlier in your life, and you just couldn't see that maybe this is not where my strength applies to, and that is why I haven't broken through that resistance. Sometimes it's it's a plain field, right? But this is where your opportunity is. You're here for 2, 3, 4 years trying to pierce through, and you're telling yourself it's consistency. Meanwhile, consistency means being open-minded to go around this plane. Find where your true opportunity is and pierce through it. Pierce through it. So please, guys, don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your mindsets. Don't give up on your community, and keep going forward. I believe that your future self will thank you. This is legit. I do appreciate you guys for engaging with my videos, subscribing to the videos, because it's been amazing. We had less than 900 subscribers when I started this series, and you guys just blew it up. So thank you guys. For those who have not subscribed, because we have over 70% of people who watch and are not subscribed, please connect with me, subscribe to the channel, let us know how we can improve this thing, because it's still an experiment, guys. I wasn't on the social media platform for a really long time because I was focused on my own space and trying to understand myself. But one thing I'll say is, I know you guys are out there, and I know that some of you are even way ahead of where we're at. But currently, I've also grown so much. I want to know what journey you are on, what story you're telling at the moment, and how we can actually improve this video, but also improve ourselves. So that cycles back to me saying, I want to be your accountability system. And we have a private group where we connect with people who have daring goals, and we're there week in, week out. We talk about things, we talk about plans going forward and how to achieve them. So please let me know how we can connect. Drop a comment in the section below, reach out in the DM, just anyhow you can reach out. Let me know, because I'm really open, guys. I engage with most of my comments, because I don't have crazy comments out there anyway, but still mind blown by the engagement you guys have shown me recently in the past few weeks, and I'm so grateful for everyone who has connected with us for real. So hey, you heard the man. Let's connect, let's grow our personal dream teams together, guys, and see you guys next week.